And we are back. Welcome to the first day of the second round of matches in the World Cup. Match day 6 for myself, match day 2 for everyone who is playing along officially. Don't really know how else I can do it other than going like match day 2, day 1, day, so on and so on. So I'm just calling it match day 6 after a match day 5 where my overall feeling is a little bit of disappointment. I think there are quite a few teams that underperformed yesterday, even the ones that did eventually end up getting wins. I'm talking in terms of Portugal and Brazil in that regard. But I was very disappointed in the performances from Uruguay and Serbia as well. Obviously, I did go for an upset yesterday, which was I was predicting Serbia to put in a performance against Brazil. They did that in the first half, but they weren't able to hold on in the second half. And outside of that, there were some very weird team selections, I thought. I thought Portugal were very bizarre for leaving out the likes of Rafael Leao and Diogo Dalot. I think Uruguay could have played a few different players from the start, and I was very, very surprised to see neither of the two Juventus players starting for Serbia. Now, I don't know if they've got any injuries, but it looked like they were available from the bench and not called upon, so I'd like to see the Serbian manager's reasonings for that. I thought if they were on the pitch, they could have caused Brazil a few more issues, but it is what it is. There were, of course, also some bizarre refereeing decisions yesterday as well. Not more so than in the Portugal game, where there was a clear headbutt that was only given a yellow card, and then 2 minutes later, Ronaldo gets given a penalty for essentially a good tackle. So yeah, some bizarre refereeing, and obviously everything that happened after that Ronaldo penalty was just incredible in the Portugal game. The equaliser, then the 2 quick goals, then the 1 goal back, the sue from the Ghanaian player, even though they were still losing, and then Inaki Williams in the last minute of the game creeps up on Diogo Costa, nicks the ball off him and slips at the open goal. Just absolute chaos. What an end to that game it was. And before we move on, a special shout out also to Richarlison for that incredible overhead kick for Brazil. Today, we of course have the return of England, and hopefully that's going to lift my mood a little bit after, like I said, it was a slightly disappointing day yesterday. So hopefully when England do smash America this evening, I'm going to be in a much better mood. And don't forget to keep an eye out for my reactions at full time. Let's see what all of yesterday's actions did for the predictions series before looking ahead to today's games. So these were, of course, the 4 games that were played yesterday. Those were my predictions, and these were the results. Spot on with the Switzerland-Cameroon result, so a massive 3 points for us in that one. 0 for Uruguay, as we've already mentioned. 1 point for the Portugal game, and sadly no points for Brazil-Serbia, again, as we already mentioned, due to Serbia's poor performance. All in all, that brings us a matchday score of 4, and brings our tournament total now up to 13 at the end of the first round of fixtures. It's a couple of points behind where I would have ideally liked to have been, but it's not too bad considering how many upsets we have already had in this tournament. As always, let me know down below how you got on, and let's get into today's fixtures. And we start with Wales and Iran, and I really think this is a tough one to call. I think a fair few of you watching this are probably thinking Wales take this one quite easily, but I think that's very disrespectful to Iran, who I think are actually a pretty decent team. I think Wales and Iran are both teams that have average overall players with 1 or 2 really good ones. So I generally think all 3 possible results are available here. It would not surprise me one bit to see Iran beat Wales. It would not surprise me one bit to see Wales beat Iran. But I am going to do what I did with the last Wales fixture, which I also got spot on. I went for a 1-1 draw in that one, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. Next up, it is the hosts Qatar taking on Senegal, and I don't think there's any surprise that I'm going to go for a Senegal win in this one. Qatar really did not show any signs of quality against Ecuador. I thought they were beaten fairly comfortably, and I'm very tempted to give Senegal a pretty heavy win in this one, but I'm going to be a little bit more conservative. I'm just going to go for 2-0. I think this group could potentially come down to goal difference depending on how the Senegal-Ecuador game goes. So I think Senegal are going to be looking to score more than Ecuador got in their game, but we shall see. I'm going to go for 2-0. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Senegal won this by 4 or 5. It would surprise me to see Qatar get a result of any description today, however. Next up is the other game in that group between the two winners on the opening day. It is the Netherlands and Ecuador. And I think this is another tight one. I would expect the Netherlands to get the win. However, I'm only going to go for a 1-0. Ecuador have such a good defensive record. They haven't conceded for the last, I think it's 5 or maybe even 6 games. And of course, the Dutch are a very good defensive team as well. So I expect this one to be close. I'm just going to edge it in the Holland's favour. And yeah, I'm going to go for 1-0 in that one. And finally, it is the return of the Three Lions. It is England. They go up against the United States. And I'm going for an England win. Be that bias or logic or whatever, I'm just going to go for the England win. I'm going to go for 3-1. I don't expect us to keep a clean sheet. We still looked a little bit dodgy defensively against Iran. It genuinely wouldn't surprise me to see this be another 6-2. I think we have so much quality going attacking-wise that we have so much over the Americans in that regard. I don't think the defence is anywhere near good enough in dealing with our attack. But I do think the Americans might nick 1 or 2 the other way if we do go a little bit gung-ho. My only concern is if Kyle Walker is available for this one, that Gareth Southgate goes back to the back 5. I hope he sticks with the 4-3-3 for the whole tournament. We look so good with it against Iran. And I'm just hoping he sticks with it tonight against the USA and we can have another thumping victory. And that is going to be it for today. As always, please comment down below with your predictions for today's games. Don't forget to drop a like on this series if you are... Drop a like on the series. Drop a like on the video if you're enjoying the series. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you do not miss my post-match reaction. Probably going to be uploaded somewhere between 9:30 and 10 o'clock tonight for my reaction to England's game, be it good, bad, or otherwise. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later on tonight.